Can make geometric shapes the size of a football field.
What kind of machine can bend a stalk of corn over without breaking it?
It can't be by hand. It's too perfect.
So the aliens can't read our minds.
Oh.
Some animals around the county have been acting funny. Some of them violent. It's almost like they act when they smell a predator around.
Amman, Nairobi, Bangalore, and Jerusalem as the
Same shows on every station.
Every station.
It is the 18th reported crop site in that country in the last 72 hours.
I'm a little scared. All this stuff on TV. Joe Gills was in here talking about the end of the world.
They're staying in the shadows. It's called probing to make sure things are all clear.
Clear for what?
For the rest of them.
There's a monster outside my room. Can I have a glass of water?
Ground forces are being assembled.
What's happening? Don't be afraid. It's like War of the Worlds. Believe it's going to pass. Don't be afraid. They're in the house. Here it comes. Don't be afraid.
Well, if you're wondering why Skip is asleep, it's because he saw that M. Night Shyamalan's name was on the little title there for the movie Signs. I guess Skip is not a fan. So yes, I will be reviewing the movie Signs from 2002, and I know some people did not like this movie, and some people really, really liked it. So we'll see which. You what? Really liked it?
No, the second option.
Oh, okay. I forgot what the options were. You're already dogging on it, and you haven't seen it yet. Well, that's a little unfair. That's something Roger Ebert would do.
That's just 3, 1, 3.
Oh, that's a spoof.
I don't care.
All right. Well, I'll be doing a breakdown of this right after our wonderful friends that are in the claymation pinstripes today. So instead of Roger Ebert munching on snacks, we will have Babe Ruth. Probably drank a lot of beer and peanuts before he was up to bat. So I will show that in just a second, and then I will review the movie.
Babe Ruth is up. He looks sluggish. Martin, all he's doing is sweating. I'm not sweating, and I'm wearing a turtleneck. You're fired. Catches out to talk to Ruth.
What's wrong, Dave?
I was out all night, Reg.
Try this. Lipton brisk iced tea.
That's brisk, baby.
Get it right, babe.
Holy cow, what a shot! Get a case of that stuff for the postseason.
Well, I hope you enjoyed those nice brisk commercials. Because if there's one good thing about brisk iced tea, it was these commercials. And now that I have understanding for the Yankees, now these commercials are even more funny. Because George Steinbrenner fired Billy Martin several times. Babe Ruth used to go out all the times before and after the games. So that whole thing was actually kind of funny. People that hate the Yankees will probably hate that commercial, but that's okay. George Steinbrenner did get a bat to the face, so that was also amusing as well. So I hope you did enjoy that. So the movie Signs, starring Mel Gibson. So those who don't know Mel Gibson, he shouldn't need an introduction, but I will give it anyways.
Happy bad.
Since he was in Mad Max, he was in Maverick, he was in 4 Lethal Weapon movies, he was in The Patriot, Maverick, Conspiracy Theory, Edge of Darkness, Payback, I'm trying to think. Oh, Forever Young, Braveheart. I don't think I'm leaving anything out. I think I pretty much covered Mel Gibson. So and now Joaquin Phoenix is also in this. He plays Merrill Hess in this movie. He plays Mel Gibson's brother, younger brother. Joaquin Phoenix, of course, was in Ladder 49. I believe he was a kid in the show Full House. I think he was in one episode where he gets his head stuck between two railing poles and they have to get his head out with butter. DJ and Kimmy Gibbler actually did this. I believe it is that kid. Let me think what else he was in. Obviously, I think I already said Gladiator. I did not say Gladiator. That's it. And then he's also in the Joker movie. He's in the Joker 2. He was in Walk the Line.
Really?
Yep, he was Johnny Cash in that movie.
Really?
Yes, I just thought of it just now.
How do I not know
I don't know. So that is pretty much Joaquin Phoenix. And we have Rory Culkin, who plays Morgan Hess, Mel Gibson's son. We know that he was in Scream 4, and he was in other stuff that I honestly don't know. And I guess that's shame on me. I think he was actually in an episode of SVU that as a young. Oh yes, he was actually in Richie Rich. He played young Richie in that movie, and of course he is part of that Culkin family. He's related to Macaulay Culkin, Carrion Culkin, Dakota Culkin, Quinn
Go get that
Culkin.
picture.
Well, you were shaking your head no, so I thought I had to
I
explain.
only know who one of them people were.
You know who Carrion is? He was in Home Alone 1 and 2 as well. He was Fuller, the kid with the glasses, the kid that wet the bed.
Oh.
He probably does a lot of Momicon stuff now. So, anyways, so that is Rory Culkin. And then we also have Abigail Bresson, I think her name is. I think that's how you. It could be Bresson. I don't know. Whatever. So she was in Zombieland, Zombieland Double Tap. She was in No Reservations.
Was
Really?
that the cooking movie?
Yes.
That was-
Yeah. So she actually, I think she was in a Pepsi commercial before this movie. So this was pretty much her start. So those are pretty much the actors that are in this. And M Night Shyamalan is also he actually plays the veterinarian who actually ended up killing Mel Gibson's wife in this movie. That was kind of an interesting thing there.
Did she get hit by a car and get cut in half?
She did,
She got cut in half?
pretty much.
Okay. I guess they got that right in that movie.
Yes, and of course we all know that Scary Movie 3 did a spoof on this movie, and I have a feeling there were a lot of lawsuits. That was a problem with the later Scary Movies. They were too close to the actual movies themselves. They were done well. They were just done a little bit too well. So, yeah, so you're going to see some parts in this movie that if some of you who did not see this movie just think this is Scary Movie 3, well, it's not. This was actually a real movie, and Scary Movie 3 was making fun of it.
Same thing.
Which is fine. I don't understand why people get offended if you like a movie and then somebody comes along and makes fun of it. That's just that people just don't have a sense of humor these days. Thank Generation Boring. So, with well, I will continue with my some kind of nonsense apparently. So so the movie signs the story again. This is a pretty simple story here. Let's see. So the father Mel Gibson wakes up, and his brother lives with him because his wife, like we said, he is a widow. Mel Gibson is a widow in this movie as well. So it seems like he's like that in several of his movies, which is probably why he's sad and angry most of the time. So I know he's not a well liked figure anymore, but this is before that time. So, anyways, he hears a noise. Him and his brother run outside. He hears his kid scream. He goes out to his cornfield, and his son Morgan says that he thinks God did it because Mel Gibson was a uh, he was a I forgot what, I think he was a reverend in this movie, and then he went against his faith because of his wife passing away. So his son Morgan thinks that God did it, and the way the crop circles are, they're standing in this weird little shape there in his crop circle, and it ends up being on the news that there are these weird signs all over the place. So they think it might be an alien invasion. They think it might be a hoax. Uh, they think maybe just some kids are having a good time. So they don't really know what it is. So it turns out that it is actually aliens. So there are little. You don't know that. There's several galaxies in space. There very might there really could be. I'm not saying that they're little green men running around, but there's probably life besides our planet. I sure hope
I
there
didn't
is.
say there wasn't life. I said aliens.
Well, that would be aliens if they came and invaded, but they're not going to invade our planet. That's for sure. We're already destroying it enough as it is. So I will actually show the first clip because I pretty much told the whole story. So I will show the first clip in just a second.
Where are they?
Morgan?
Well, this is the first clip here, and something I forgot to mention is that M. Night Shyamalan, he is, of course, famous for doing the movie The Sixth Sense, Unbreakable, The Happening, Lady in the Water, The Village. So he is famous for those. So now in this movie, there's some interesting things of his kids, his daughter, I guess, leaves water glasses all over the place. His son has chronic asthma, and his brother Merrill just likes to swing a bat, just to swing, just in habit. When he was uh, a AAA baseball player. So all this actually does have meaning at the end of the movie. So unfortunately, you will have to see those parts for yourself, but it is very, very interesting. Let's just say that it has to go with everything happening for a reason. So, so obviously we will get to that later. So, so yeah, so this is the part here, the opening part with the crop circles or the signs, whatever you want to call them. So Stimpy is just sitting on my lap, climbing all over me as I'm trying to do this. So that was the annoying part of my voice there because he likes to get into my business. So, well, I will show the other clip here of what is going on with the animals because they are becoming agitated because they do sense a predator um, pretty much coming. They just don't know what it is. So the animals are on alert. And when an animal is on alert, they get nervous. So you might think they're coming off mean. They're actually very, very scared. So I will show that clip in just a second.
It's not contaminated. It's just tap water poured in his bowl. It tastes funny. It does not. Besides, he licks his butt every day. I don't think he'll mind. Houdini? Bo, don't run. What's wrong, boy?
Well, this is a very unhappy dog. So Bo here, that is her name. She just went to give this wonderful German Shepherd a nice drink of water, and and I guess Houdini is the dog's name, and I guess he wanted to make Bo disappear. It didn't happen that way. The cop is with Graham Hess, Mel Gibson, and he's saying that nobody by hand could have pushed over the corn because it's too perfect. So it was done by some type of machine. And then, of course, when he doesn't hear his children, he runs over, and the dog is pretty much dead. So at least his son Morgan got to it before Michael Vick saw it and brought it into the dogfighting circuit. So yes, I did have to say that. I'm sorry. So Mike Greenberg can yell at me later with his gravel. So so they had to kill the dog, unfortunately, because it was becoming violent. And this is something that the cop did say, that a lot of the wildlife, it seems like that they are on alert. So I wonder if there's little harmless white Bambis, white-tailed deers like Bambi going around injuring people because they're on alert. That would be quite a warning sign that something is wrong. Or squirrels just attacking people for no reason. Now this is something that Scary Movie 3 really could have spoofed on. That would have been funny, but they didn't. So, anyways, I will now show. Bo wakes up in the middle of the night and says that she sees something by outside her window. We saw that on the trailer, so I'm not going to show that, but I will actually show the scene itself. So I will show that clip in just a second. Well, this part here, it's a real fast scene, and something with M Night Shyamalan is he does like to add a lot of suspense in his movies, and this is why I actually enjoy some of his movies. I kind of like a story that is a little bit drawn out. It keeps my interest. So these are real quick scenes with the aliens. So so Graham Hess and Meryl Hess both see it, but we don't get to see the aliens yet. And they don't really know what it is because it's in the dark. So they think it could still be a person, but it's moving very fast and it jumps very, very high. So they are obviously very, very curious to what this is. They're still kind of ignoring the fact that it is alien life. So I will now show the next clip.
Science first emerged in the late 70s with renewed interest in extraterrestrial life. It died out by the early 80s, dismissed as hoaxes. This new resurgence is wholly different. The speed and the quantity in which it has appeared implies the coordination of hundreds of individuals.
Well, now it's on every single TV station. And for those younger viewers, if they're watching, this is what TVs looked like before we got the HD ones. Oh, oh, sorry. My poison drink is affecting this. I don't have movie poisoning, if that's what you're asking. But yes, the TVs were actually a square, as you can see from this movie. And they also show you what a VHS tape is going to look like. I don't know if I'll get that in the clip, but yes, that is also in this movie. And Rory Culkin, of course, who plays Morgan, says this is for your children, and they can watch this tape over and over again. Well, that technology is long gone, so that is kind of interesting to look at. Yes, this movie did come out in 2002, so yes, people did still have VHS tapes at this time. So I will go to the next clip here as it's getting deeper into the extraterrestrial talk. Morgan picked up a book at the library or bookstore, whatever he went to, and picked out a book about aliens, and that was written by scientists. So he figured he'd pick out a book that just happened to just sort of fall into the library or the bookstore's lap. So this is one other thing. Something did happen for a reason. So now they are starting to pick up the alien signals on a baby monitor. They wanted to use it as a walkie-talkie. Well, now they're getting these weird signals on it. And the father, Graham, has decided to take away radio and TV. I guess baby monitors are a loophole for that entertainment. So I will show that clip in just a second. Well, here's the part with the baby monitor. It does get a little bit better when they now the uncle Merrill Hess is now getting into it. So it's not just the kids that are excited. Now the uncle is kind of fighting with his older brother Graham a little bit, saying that not to move the baby monitor because you're going to ruin the signal. So now he is fully involved, and he actually gets more obsessed than the children. And hopefully, I will find the clip of him, and I will show you how that happens. So this actually does get better. There's no real, you don't really need special effects for a movie like this to make it exciting, in my opinion. You don't need childhood lasers or superhero capes for a movie like this. Um, I think the simpler the better. So now there are little spaceships in this. So now, surprisingly, this movie had a $72 million budget, and I was very, very surprised by it because it doesn't seem like that this movie will cost a whole lot, except I guess Mel Gibson's price isn't exactly free. So I will show you those little spaceships. They get them on their TV, and they're not actually seeing them outside their house yet. So I will show that clip in just a second.
747 en route from Mazatlan to New York as the unidentified crafts entered Mexico City airspace. They were not detected by radar by either country.
This is very important. Everything people have written about in science books is going to change. The history of the world's future is on the TV right now. We need to record this so you can show your children this tape and say you were there.
All right, well, here are the little spacecrafts, I guess. I know it's not as big as Independence Day and Star Wars and all that stuff, but this is pretty much like I said. It's very simple, and imagine watching this on TV. What would your reaction be if you see these little spacecrafts just kind of hovering around people's homes? I mean, how would you feel about this?
Outdoors.
I'd still rather ride on those than on a Southwest Airlines. I'm sure their spacecrafts are at least comfy. So so this did catch my interest when I was watching this. I'm not going to tell you if I liked it or not, but I was certainly interested in this movie. So so now we actually finally get to see what the aliens look like, and some people were actually scared by this. So I will show this clip. I'm very interested in the audience's opinion on this. So I will show this clip in just a second.
Move, children. Vámonos.
Okay, well, before I got in trouble, so now I have to remember exactly where I left. Oh yes, this is so Merrill Hess has actually locked himself in a closet to watch TV. So this is he says that the kids are becoming obsessed, so he hid it in the closet. No. This is Merrill watching this 24/7, and because he did this, he stumbled on in Brazil that they did actually get a look at one of the aliens. So I thought that this scene was actually pretty cool. And as you can see, the way that Meryl responded, oh wait, you couldn't because we don't know who owns this. We think it's TriStar. So I don't know how strict they are with the 6 seconds, but Meryl pretty much jumps out of his seat or whatever he was in. So yes, this is what the aliens look like, and they don't exactly look friendly. So, and I will say at the end of this, I was unsure of what they were exactly doing. It does make you wonder. So, I will now show the next clip. Graham Hess had a incident with an alien. He thinks that it was trying to attack him, but I can look at this from both sides. The veterinarian, seemed to lock the alien, and barricade it in his house. So now it's cornered. So of course it's going to fight back. It's not really sure what what humans would do to it. Actually, I don't think you really want to know. So it could have been defending itself. So he did cut off. Mel Gibson or Graham Hess actually cut the alien's fingers off with a knife, and that's a scene you're going to have to see for yourself. So now he returns home, and I wanted to show this scene because I laughed at it. So I will show the clip in just a second. Well, skips back. So if you're wondering, I just showed this scene because this did make me laugh. And no, they're not reenacting a scene from Coneheads. It looks like they are going to MamaCon or Comic Con for that matter. So yes, they have these goofy tinfoil hats because they don't want the aliens to read their minds. So they are getting ready to board up their house, pretty much defend it, because all of poor Graham's ideas got shot down. The veterinarian is going by water because he heard these things don't like it. They should have listened to Graham. So they board up the house and don't leave. He gets talked into it by the other three people in the house. So they board it up, go in the basement, and I will show the final clip, and we will see what happens. So I will show that clip in just a second.
What?
Well, Morgan, I guess, got grabbed by the alien that is I guess, an old coal chute. So this is how they are getting in. No, not a dung chute. Don't worry, just a coal chute. It's pretty close though. So the aliens were making a noise at the front door to try to get their attention, and then when they figured out that they used to pull coal down there, they figured out that's how the aliens would get in. So they pulled poor Morgan there. So I had my future bride keep filming because I did find what they were piling that entrance with. That was Old Roy Walmart brand dog food, which yes was in the movie Christmas Vacation. That's what Eddie was feeding his dog. So I find these off-brand dog foods kind of amusing, especially Old Roy. So hopefully the alien decided to eat some because that would pretty much kill him. It would pretty much kill him more than we actually would. So plenty of poison there to kill a whole alien force. All you got to do is open the bag, and the gas alone will just wipe them out. So yes, Old Roy dog food is going to stop these aliens. So this is the final clip I'm going to show. So you will have to see the rest of this movie for yourself if you have not already. I have no idea what streaming service this is on, but I'm sure you can find this on eBay or a flea market. eBay might even have a buy five get five free. So this is a movie that I will recommend. So if I had to grade this, there wasn't a huge cast here. This was pretty much just four people, but Joaquin Phoenix and obviously Mel Gibson are the two main stars, and they were probably pretty expensive. After Joaquin's performance in Gladiator, I'm sure it wasn't. I'm sure his services really weren't cheap. Mel Gibson, especially, was very expensive. And I did like the kids in this. I liked Abigail Breslin, and I did like Rory Culkin. I thought these were very good choices for it. Um, the and I thought the girl was. I think you're right. I think she was a little bit creepy. So her part was very very good. She was actually interviewed by Regis Philbin after this movie was in theaters, and Regis said, "What was it like being in a scary movie?" And her response was, "It wasn't scary." So that was kind of funny on the Philbin show because he was a very enjoyable talk show host. Unfortunately, he passed away. Um, so this movie, I'm going to, I guess I'm in B plus mode tonight or this morning. So this movie, I would grade to be a B plus. I know it wasn't. Again, there was no children's lasers or capes or flying people saving people or Batman or fighting off Jokers. No, this was just a very simple alien invasion movie. This was better than War of the Worlds. Nothing really looked the the CG didn't look overly fake or anything, and Tom Cruise was not in this movie, thank God. So so I thought it was done very well. And M Night Shyamalan, this might actually be his best movie. It's either this one or The Sixth Sense. This one is my favorite one that he has done. I know he did The Village and that bombed. Lady in the Water bombed. I'm not sure how Trapped was, but the Happening, nothing really happened in that. So this was definitely, in my opinion, this was his best one. So what was your favorite M Night Shyamalan movie? What was your favorite one? What was your least favorite one? So this is a movie I would highly recommend. I know my parents really liked this, and they told me to watch it, and I'm glad I did. I probably watched it, I think, 5 times, and then I ended up buying it right after we rented it, which wasn't a surprise if you know me. So, yes, so I do recommend watching this or buying it. So, thank you very much. Comment and subscribe if you want, and thank you for watching.